I love Christmas and I love prayer. And so this was just perfect for me. I want to start off with Shae. You play a total Christmas fanatic, while Christopher, you play more of a, I think, Christmas appreciator, like a little more reserved. Are you guys similar to your characters at all in that way?
You know, for me, I have always loved Christmas because my family truly makes the most of it. We like to do all the things and have some of the wildest traditions. So we are all in on Christmas every single year. And so that's why Christmas has just always been so special to me. So yeah, I guess you could say I'm similar to my character, Natalie, where she just loves Christmas.
Yeah, I would say on my end, I'm definitely not like my character whatsoever. Christmas was such a big deal for me growing up. It was my favorite time of year, just everything about it. I mean, when I was younger, definitely Santa Claus was the main draw. But just like the smell of like the tree in the house and looking at the presents under the tree and wondering what's in them. And then also just the music and the food and the feeling of like family and community. And then we'd drive and we'd go look at Christmas lights in the neighborhood all the time. And then on Christmas Eve, that'd be the one time my dad would go to church and we'd go do that. And yeah, it was the best. So yeah, I'm definitely not like my character.
Well, speaking of Christmas traditions, what are your Christmas traditions? Like you guys, when do you guys buy your Christmas trees?
That's a great question. So especially in my later years growing up, my mom was putting up Christmas the week of Thanksgiving, and I kind of adopted that. And I used to do real Christmas trees, but then that just became too much work. So now I just have a fake one that I put up every year. But we start the Christmas festivities the week of Thanksgiving by putting up the Christmas tree, all the Christmas decorations. And it's like Christmas threw up in my house. It's a lot. And we also kick off Christmas by baking and decorating gingerbread houses. And it takes me like 8 hours, but it is so much fun. And we make it a competition every year. I love good competition, but yeah, we start setting up and decorating for Christmas early.
Oh, hold on, I got an interruption.
Who could it be?
All right, thank you. Sorry, guys, this is what happens.
Life of an actor right there. True professional. There you go.
Yeah, for me, traditions. Yeah, like I was saying, so when I was younger, I mentioned what I was talking about a minute ago is when I was younger, but now as an adult and a father and a husband, we've tried to incorporate a lot from what my wife most enjoyed growing up and what I did. And then we've kind of come up with our own with the kids. And yeah, that involves like going to because some neighborhoods, like I'm sure Shae, you can relate to that. There's some neighborhoods, the whole neighborhood goes all out and they've got just like the craziest light displays possible. And it's just really fun to kind of go for a drive and find those neighborhoods and just like take it all in. And then also, yeah, gingerbread houses, definitely. It's funny, my daughter and my wife will really take their time and it would take them hours to do these beautiful houses. And then my son and I, it's a lot quicker, especially his. It's just kind of like, here's a bunch of jubes, there's some Smarties, and there's the icing, but it still somehow looks really cute. Yeah, so we do that too, and then yeah, like opening one present on Christmas Eve and putting out the treats for Santa. That's all. Oh, and about the tree. So yeah, we got a real tree for the first time in a long time last year, and we plan on doing it again this year because there's just something about having that real tree smell in the house that you can't replicate with some scented candle. So yeah.
It's so true. And I will say that is the one thing I miss about the real tree is that pine smell. It's
yeah.
I love it. I love it. And I love that this movie has the balance of that. You know, you have the Christmas joy and the Christmas wonder, and then, but the film also centers around faith and the power of prayer. So I'm curious, have there ever been moments in your own life where you feel like God has used you to be an answer to someone else's prayer?
Honestly, there have been many times in my life where I've felt like I've been an answer to somebody's prayer, and not because of my own doing, but because I felt like, you know, my Lord and Savior was guiding me to help somebody. And oftentimes in those instances, what I've noticed is it wasn't like this large act of service or kindness or whatever. It was just through being there for somebody, by listening. And that's kind of how I've been, you know, there for people, or been guided through Christ to help be an answer to someone's prayer. It's just being aware of others. And I think that's just important in our lives, to just be always looking out for others, because you never know what somebody's going through. And if we open our hearts and minds to allow ourselves to be willing to be that for others and do that for others, then the Lord is going to use you, and use you more often as an instrument to help kind of fulfill his purposes.
Yeah, that's very well said. You got me thinking about, I'm going to tie this in. So in the movie, my character's struggle is with being concerned that my daughter's prayer list won't be answered, and that'll sort of shake her faith in God and Jesus, because the list is actually for Jesus. So, and then also the fact that Shae's character is quietly answering those prayers for her, and then my argument is like, someone's answering these prayers for her, and when she finds out, when my daughter finds out, then she's gonna be let down because she'll realize someone else did it and not God. But that speaks to the point that God and Jesus work through people and with their acts, and it doesn't have to be a great, profound experience or epiphany to make it happen. But so to speak in my own life directly, absolutely, I can see anywhere I've ever been helpful to anyone in any capacity would be the spirit of the universe working through me, right?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. And so you both have talked about, you both have children separately, married to different people. How do you guys, with your family, keep what Christmas is all about the center during this big holiday season?
Well, you know, like this film, what I love about this film is it truly highlights the reason of the season, which is the Savior, which is Jesus Christ. And that's one way with my kids that I knew, you know, that's how I grew up. That's how my parents raised me. We went to church, and they taught me amazing values and principles that I've tried to adapt and use in my own life. And I knew I wanted to raise my kids in that same way. And so with Christmas, you know, there's a lot of wonderful, exciting distractions at Christmas time, with all the presents and lights and grandeur, and it's just really fun. And we love to make sure that we have those Christmas traditions and keep those alive, but also reminding them and teaching them at this young age, like, what Christmas is all about, what it is really about, and that's the birth of our Savior Jesus Christ. And so it's been fun to kind of create our own traditions with our girls. I have two girls, a 4-year-old Sadie and a little 18-month-old Ruby. They're so cute. But yeah, so creating those fun, you know, traditional Christmas traditions, while also like reminding them and reading the Bible stories and telling them about Jesus.
Yeah, and then with our family, we try to emphasize the giving aspect of the season. So every year we will actually take the kids to actively pick out things, whether we're going to a toy drive or donating to a shelter, and we'll go as a family and like buy the things and like get them involved, and they can like pick out things they think that people need and what have you, and then for the food bank and stuff like that, just so they can understand that, you know, not everyone has it easy, but you can lighten their load a little bit with acts of kindness. So that's that would be a big aspect of our Christmas, in addition to all the glitz and glamour with the lights and the tree and what have you.
That's amazing. That's such a sweet tradition to have every year, and I wish I had that as a kid. You know, being able to find the joy in giving, and even to strangers, giving to strangers, and even if you don't see the reaction, but knowing that you're having an impact on someone you might never meet.
Yeah, they get really excited about it.
So sweet.
Yeah.
I love that, Chris. That's awesome.
Yes, that's perfect. Well, thank you both so much for sitting down and talking with us. I'm so excited for everyone to go watch this. You get to have a Christmas treat early. Can you remind me when this movie comes out, when we can go and stream it?
Yeah, so it streams on Great American Pureflix on October 16th, and then premieres on Great American Family and GFAM Plus on October 18th at 7 Central. Nailed that.
This reminds me of doing the promos.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you're good at it. You're definitely good at those.
Thanks, Chris.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having us. Take care.